Okay, I'm ready. What do we don't have to do?
We just have to, right at the beginning, we're just going to mention we got a one piece of mail.
One whole piece.
One load.
Nobody loves us. Everybody hates us. Guess we'll just eat worms.
Or Varms if you're in Germany. And
no, that'd be Worms.
That's at Worms, and that's a Lutheran thing.
It's one of my favorite places.
So my brother Chris, no relation, says, tired of Elf.
Did we do a tease already?
No, we're going to do the tease after this.
Oh, I thought we would do this going into the first story.
Oh, never mind. Okay,
no, go ahead. You're fine.
Is all right?
Let's do a pseudo mailbag and then the tease.
Okay. Pseudo mailbag.
Actually be a baglet.
A baglet. Pseudo baglet. Chris Combs, no relation. Apropos of the TiTR 267.
You can tell this guy's getting healthier.
He is, yeah. You did a story on Elf on the Shelf, some Elf on the Shelf story, because you did, an endless string of Christmas stories.
Moose on the loose.
He said, I'm tired of Elf on a Shelf.
Pill with a pill.
I want a goose on a moose.
Hey.
That would work best for Minnesotans.
Hey, no. What would work best
a goose on the loose.
Attacks up the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Moose are mean. They're just smart enough to know how dumb and ugly they are.
I still cannot figure out, though. Now, Bullwinkle, I figure, would die in the wild. That's why he lived in Frostbite Falls.
Absolutely.
He was a townie. But most moose, right? You're looking at a ton of animal, give or take.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With these huge, can you tell how huge they are? Antlers?
Nobody understands.
Just little antlers like this.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Nobody understands who hasn't seen a moose how big they are because they think it's just a weird shaped deer. No, it's not.
Well, it'd be more like a deer shaped elephant.
It'd be more like a
deer shaped bear.
If a
now, even the black bears are smaller.
If a deer was the Queen Mary, that'd be about it.
They're huge. So how do they get that huge body? And they race through trees, through forest.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Now, I can understand learning sooner or later, probably by trial and error, to avoid the trees with your head.
Trial and error.
But how in God, Junior, what did I tell you? Avoid the trees. You're going to give the tree a concussion.
I'm not used to these antlers, Ma.
That's the part. How, with those huge honking antlers, do they, because those are feet.
Yeah.
Those aren't just little itty bitty little antlers. They're
people
huge
talk
honking
about
things.
A 10 or 11 point buck, that's nothing.
Yeah. No. A 10 or 11 point buck head would fit inside of a deer face, of a moose face.
Yes. So if you like this kind of banter and the fiddle-dee-dee and falderall that goes
Did we get Chris's story at all?
Huh?
Oh, the moose on the loose.
Yes. Goose on the moose.
Goose with a moose.
Yeah.
Ooh,
maroon.
Right away we got weird.
In any case.
Well, it is Chris, who's no relation.
If you like this kind of
I don't want to be goosey moosey. If you're goosing moosing, that's not good. Because if that big honking thing turns around and gets you, you lose.
Well, you should wear a glove at least.
Unless you're Wonder Woman or Superman.
In any case.
Or what's the guy from The Boys? Home Rider, Wave Runner, Dog Sitter. Homelander, that's it.
Homelander.
Wow, sitter. Don't get old. I know we make it look glamorous, but
my superhero power is I'm great with dogs. In any case, if you like this kind of garbage, like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News. And please tell your friends about it. We're trying to grow the audience. So tell your friends and tell them if they see us on Facebook, don't give us a sad face and don't swear at us for Pete's sake. We pay for that access to you.
Because if we have to look up what the swear word means, we're usually disappointed it's not very creative.
Yeah, well, that is also true. Have we started yet?
No, the lady's got to say her thing.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
See, there's an order to this. Jeez, dude.
At least we don't have to do Chris's thing right now.
Yeah, we already did that. That makes it much better.
I'm glad I didn't confuse you in the least.
You're dog on a log. The pig
rock in a flock.
The pig doing trig.
Ah.
I bet it was Arnold.
He's a smart
boy. I don't think Wilbur was that bright, but Arnold.
No, Wilbur had to have
Arnold-
a spider tell him everything.
Arnold Ziffel could figure it out. Boy, he knew how to change channels on the TV with a cloven hoof. I don't. Where was I now? Oh,
I have
animal
no
stories.
idea. Okay, good.
Our story begins innocently with Stripe. Stripe's first known human contact was with an old animal-loving lady named Corinne. She's 65 years old, a friend to all small creatures. Stripe the squirrel, no exception.
Ah.
See, in the summer of 2021, why do I feel like there should be music playing behind me? No, that's not Star Trek, you bozo.
How did you know? I thought instantly, wait a minute, I'm doing a Star Trek theme.
Yeah. In the summer of 2021, which is not the year 2525, there's a, look it up.
What is it? Hogwarth and Evans?
Zager.
I like mine better. Anyway, back to the story.
Oh, yeah. Summer 2021. Reynolds, the kindly old lady, began feeding Spider, the squirrel, who's not as kindly, you'll find out, who frequented her garden. Things were fine. Stripe came and went as he pleased. Reynolds put out treats and tidbits for him. And in return, Stripe entertained Reynolds with various squirrely acrobatics and a stand-up routine. But as winter and December rolled around...
He was obviously a Jimmy Carr fan. Never mind.
Thinking Bill, what's his duck?
The guy in jail?
No, Bill
Burr.
Yeah.
Bill Burr.
That's what I was... Or Norm Macdonald. I could see either. But it's...
Harder to get Norm booked these days.
It would, well, it's easy to book him. It's just hard to get him to show. But as winter and December rolled around, quit it. And if you don't know, Google. But as winter and December rolled around, something changed in Stripe the squirrel. Yes, he became large and green and joined the Avengers. No.
Wow. Oh.
Over 3 days, Squirrel Boy started exhibiting strange and aggressive behavior. And then Stripe did what you should never do as an animal.
He
bit the hand that fed him.
Oh, that dingbat.
If you'll pardon the expression, the squirrel had gone nuts. I didn't write it. I just read it.
You disappointed our parents with that.
I disappointed everyone's parents with that. Luckily for Reynolds, the bite she received wasn't all that bad. Nonetheless, she felt it was her responsibility to warn her fellow neighbors about the potential dangerous and aggressive Stripe. So she logged onto the Buckley residents Facebook group to post a message, and then found out that she wasn't the only person Stripe had bitten. On the Facebook page, she saw reports from her neighbors saying the squirrel
was biting people on the Facebook page.
If he could see him, he got him.
Okay.
How he got into their Facebook page, I don't know. He thought I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I was concerned there for a second.
According to Reynolds, when she talked to The Guardian, because I'm sure The Guardian's the only paper that didn't laugh hysterically, they just laughed.
Well, Guardians, that's it. We got content here. This is good.
In the space of 48 hours, he attacked 18 people, she said. He started attacking people who were just taking their recycling bags to the bin. That'd be the garbage cans.
No recycling for you.
And they were quite gruesome injuries, although she's a 65-year-old lady. I'm guessing as long as there's blood, it was gruesome. But she's also in the UK where, little Namby.
Gruesome's outlawed.
Little Namby. Or is it Pamby? One of Reynolds' neighbors who fell victim to Stripe, Scott Felton, the 34-year-old, was out back having a smoke. Said the squirrel came out of nowhere, jumped on my arm, bit me on my hand before I even had a chance to shake him off.
That's wanted his cigarette?
It happened.
Or he's against smoking. Maybe that's it.
I'm guessing the squirrel is probably one of those anti-smoking goons.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a little small for a goon, but you get the idea. 42-year-old Sheree Robinson also received a bite on the finger, but he had 5 or 6 of my neighbors. He had me when collecting my recycling bags. I don't know.
Just never
so I got teeth marks on the top and bottom of my finger. It latched on and I had to shake it off. So it's a bull squirrel dog. Yet another resident, herself unharmed, reported that Stripe had attacked her 2 cats and she was frightened to go outside. Well, that evil squirrel was on the light. Suppose he had a fedora.
He's going to start selling protection in a minute.
Toothpick hanging out of his mouth.
If the food stops, I'm coming after you.
Reading the reports of Stripe. Then the food didn't stop. He just went nuts. We've been there already.
Yeah.
Reading the reports of the attacks, Reynolds felt she was responsible for them. So she set up a non-lethal trap because she's a kindly old lady. It's a spring-loaded cage thing, filled it up with nuts. There was a sanitarium nearby. And sure enough, look it up, Stripe took the bait and was caught. However, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
took Stripe away. Yes, with a blindfold and cigarette. He was shot at dawn.
Did they euthanize him?
They did.
Oh, see, because
Hey,
I would have gone
dude.
after him with one of those pump pellet guns. You can kill him with that.
Once a squirrel tastes blood,
There's no going back.
not going back to nuts again.
I hope not. Anyway, do you remember? Do you remember Ludwig van Beethoven?
No. Was he a singer?
Yes, he was. Do you
No, he
remember
was not. He was deaf.
in his late? There you go. In his later years, something happened to him. What was it?
He couldn't hear. He was deaf.
Okay, so
Cut the
Here's-
legs off the piano.
type.
Remember? So
Yep.
he could feel the vibrations.
Yep. So here's the typo of the year.
Uh-oh.
Chapter 8, Beethoven's later years. In the years after Napoleon's rise and fall as Emperor of France, Beethoven was in a flurry of musical writing. Being dead did not stop him in the slightest from recovering quickly and going on with his music. Sure, it was much harder.
Oh, I already
Got
spotted
through.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Being dead, you don't write diddly squat. Ask Stripe if you could. Or
'cause
Norm
he's dead
McDonald. You know.
too. So I just thought that was a great one. Being dead
That's
didn't stop him,
just-
not in the slightest.
Weird beyond belief.
First
All
time I
right.
read it, I went, there is something very wrong. Oh,
Yeah.
took me a
Take that second D off of there and you'll be fine. Where were we? Oh, okay. As long as you had a nice short story. May I?
Yep.
A Louisiana State University museum official has received a rather unique retirement gift because researchers in Alabama and South Carolina have named a prehistoric shark species after her. Suyan
That's
Ting.
good.
Yeah, I guess. Suyan Ting had been the collections manager for the vertebrate paleontology at the LSU Museum of Natural Science for 26 years. Her new namesake is the Carcharodontus tingae, which they say lived 40 million years ago
Oh, was it one of those giant ones
and was identified from fossilized teeth in the museum's collection.
that are about that tall?
Yeah. She said she was very honored to be recognized by my peers for my work. I'm going, lady, they named a dead, extinct critter after you. Huh?
Well, thank God it wasn't a roach.
The roaches aren't extinct.
Yeah, but prehistoric roaches were different
No,
because they were alive back then.
I bet they weren't. They were the same thing. They're probably the same damn roaches we have now. Roaches, Keith Richards, Betty White. They will survive everything.
Everything.
Yeah. And the picture's backwards, by the way, is Betty White holding Keith Richards. Anyway, go ahead.
Florida man headlines. Florida man hides in swamp after high-speed police chase, gets stuck and licked by police dog.
Licked.
Licked. Hi
I
there.
got news for you, dude.
Thank you for stopping.
He wasn't licking you because he liked you.
He was licking
he
you
was-
because he wanted to taste you.
Tasting for future dinner.
Florida man arrested for assaulting girlfriend with fried chicken. Honey, you want a thigh or you want a wing?
Beaten to death with a drumstick. Wow. Yeah, there's a band joke in there somewhere, but
Florida man disguises himself in bull costume as he tries to burn down former lover's house with pasta sauce. See, this guy doesn't understand moisture.
All right, we're good.
Okay, you good? You safe now?
Oh, yeah. I'm not eating his pasta sauce either way.
No.
No.
Florida man drives date to sports bar on stolen Walmart mobility scooter. I'm thinking he pre-gamed that whole thing. He was good and drunk
Nope.
before
Some
he got
guys just pull out all. I told people I go to Walmart not to shop. I just people watch.
And finally,
Makes me feel normal.
Florida man calls 911 to report himself drunk driving. Stop me. You got to stop me, for Pete's sake. I've gone past my location. I need to.
Stop me before I drunk and drive again.
This is true, really news. Send email to TiTR@netradio.network.